21 past the hour. Going back to what Glenn Greenwald wrote today in The Guardian, and I think it's worth knowing. You know, this is that actual history of the United States that just gets shuffled off to the side if it doesn't benefit or is not advantageous to U.S. imperialism. Oh, U.S. imperialism? This guy talking must be a commie, Maud. Yeah, well, bite my ass. Greenwald writes, this is the overarching point that drives our current debates about war and militarism through today. The debasement of the national psyche, ours, the callousness toward continuous killing, the belief that the United States has not only the right, but the duty to bring violence anywhere in the world that it wants. That's what lies at the heart of America's ongoing embrace of endless war. A rotted national soul does indeed enable leaders to wage endless war. But endless war also rots the national soul, exactly as King warned. So you can see this inescapable, self-perpetuating cycle of degradation. I mean, we're living it, folks. We are. The way in which, as King put it, America's soul is totally poisoned is evident in virtually every debate over U.S. policies of militarism. Over the weekend, just past, several pro-war national security so-called experts argued, quote, I'd pay closer attention to critics of drone strikes if they explained their recommended alternative, end quote. Now, that's commonly heard. That's the defense of Obama's drone assaults. I support drones, despite how they constantly kill innocent adults and children, because the alternative, boots on the ground, is worse. Of course, you see the trap there, don't you? As Greenwald puts it, those who argue this are literally incapable even of conceiving of an alternative in which the U.S. stops killing anyone and everyone it wants in the world. These people operate on the assumption that U.S. violence is and should be inevitable, and the only cognizable debate is which weapon the U.S. should use to carry out this killing. Drones or boots on the ground? And even though the people who support this have no idea who the U.S. government is killing, they assume with literally no evidence or basis that those being killed are terrorists who want to attack the U.S., and that therefore they and anyone close to them must be killed first. As Jonathan Schwarz noted on Sunday, these people, these Americans, have literally embraced the same mindset as the terrorists they claim to loathe. We must use violence and killing, even if it means we kill innocents, because we simply cannot conceive of any alternative. Wow. And of course, as we've talked about before, never once do they stop and wonder, why are there so many people in the world who want to attack the United States? Never once do they do what Dr. King so bravely and rather subversively urged, quote, the true meaning and value of compassion and nonviolence is it helps us to see the enemy's point of view, to hear his questions, to know his assessment of ourselves. And from his view, we may indeed see the basic weakness of our own condition, and if we are mature, we may learn and grow and profit from the wisdom of the brothers who are called the opposition, end quote. Wow, that's right out of the Karl Marx playbook, isn't it, huh? No, in fact, it's right out of the Bible. Let's not forget what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s avocation was. He was a preacher. Now, of course, as Glenn Greenwald points out, adhering to King's prescription, understand the arguments of those who are called enemy, would clearly reveal the obvious so-called alternative to Obama's global assassination program, namely ceasing the endless violence that is what drives so many people to want to bring violence to the United States in return, combined with prosecutions of the handful of people who possess both the intent and capability to attack the U.S. Arguing that we've got to drone bomb people in order to stop terrorism is the equivalent of arguing that we've got to continue to smoke cigarettes in order to stop lung cancer. We'll be right back.
His name on a secret list, he was taking away with his laptop, and as he left, he called out to me. Meet me in Guantanamo. I heard the girls are sweeter there. Meet me in Guantanamo. We'll have a waterboard to share.